Welcome back to my channel. My name is Danny and I'm a wildlife photographer. In this video I photograph squirrels, finally, reindeer and the incredible northern lights. This video is sponsored by Squarespace. I filmed this entire video earlier. I was outside, it was -25, my hair was frozen, and I realised once I'd finished that it was all out of focus. So I'm doing this again. First, I'm going to talk about squirrels. Finally, I managed some good photos and footage of the red squirrels. We were about to leave our house when a squirrel ran past and ran up the spruce tree. We then followed it and it was just beautiful. This female red squirrel was eating spruce cones about 15 meters from the ground, so she wasn't too high in the tree. And the light was gorgeous, the sky was blue, and it was wonderful. The squirrels currently have no interest in the food I provide. Even hazelnuts and walnuts, they're not interested, but they are definitely interested in the spruce cones. And the next step was basically to find a spruce tree that had squirrels. This tree was in the village, so we had a clear view, and the squirrel posed beautifully for us for up to an hour, and I was just so happy to be taking photos of squirrels again. That was so good. Oh, I'm so happy. Yes, finally a good photo. Oh, yes. Honestly, I think that's my first good photo in 6 weeks. Like, that's quite unique. You've got the pine cones, the light is good, she's sharp, the ear tufts, really happy. And her mouth is covered in snow because she just ate some snow. Good squirrel. The other day we had the opportunity to drive to the city to buy food. We were pretty much completely out of fresh fruit and veg, and so we drove to the city, but on the way we saw some reindeer. Last summer I used to walk a lot, and if I saw reindeer, they would run away almost immediately. So it was really special to get so close to these reindeer. I took my camera because I was actually hoping to photograph waxwing in the city, but by the time we got to the city it was dark, but reindeer are good too. You may have noticed that one of the reindeer had a GPS collar, and that is so reindeer herders can find the reindeer again. Although it's wonderful to see reindeer roaming free in such a beautiful wintry landscape, reindeer herding is actually not a very pretty industry. These animals are herded for food, so they're very valuable. As a consequence of having free roaming deer is you can't have predators like wolves. And when you don't have a predator, you get more herbivores, like moose, and moose like to eat young tree saplings. So you end up having an imbalance in the ecosystem, which leads to other issues, which isn't great. But you can't deny how nice it is to see them up close. We were definitely very excited.
Thank you Squarespace for sponsoring this video. I have been a Squarespace user for many years. I love Squarespace as it is simple and easy to create a professional website. I use Squarespace predominantly for e-commerce. Squarespace has transformed how I sell my calendars and photography products. Before I had Squarespace, I literally wasted about 6 weeks doing everything manually, from emailing invoices to typing labels. Now I check my store on the app or on my laptop and I can immediately print the shipping labels. Squarespace has helped me be efficient and focus my time on taking photos. Go to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, use daniconnorwild to get 10% off your first purchase.
Last year I worked with the squirrels and I spent months with them, and eventually I was able to photograph them up close without the use of a hide or a camera trap, and I could just be around them. But if you want to photograph fox or roe deer, it's almost impossible without a hide or a camera trap. So I recently set up a camera trap in the squirrel forest for roe deer. I have permission to be in the forest, so I knew if I left my camera for a few days it would be safe. And this is what happened.
flash here, and then one flash here. It'd be good if there was a branch. I could put it there, upside down. I'm using my camera trap video as a guide for settings because I can't remember them. But I've changed the sensor to shoot only for night. I need to work out which flash will be the brighter one and which one will be a bit of extra light. I think that one will be brighter and this will be just to light up the whole scene. That's working perfectly. The next thing is I've brought some chopped potato, carrot and apple, and I'm going to put it in front of that stick that I focused on, and hopefully the reindeer will be attracted to the smell and maybe they will eat and I'll get my photos. But I'm pretty happy with how it looks. And then the final step is testing if the sensor triggers the camera and the flashes go off, because they're on right now but they should be on standby mode, so as soon as the sensor's triggered they should charge up and then take the photo. Just don't move. Okay, it works. This is the last step, which is to protect all the equipment. For the camera, I'm just going to put this lens cover. Okay, that's it. That's done. Well, hopefully we get some reindeer. Ah, there's snow in my gloves. The camera has been up for a night and I haven't checked it yet, so let's see if we got a deer. Okay, are we ready? No images. Nothing. It wasn't triggered. Okay, so I've switched the sensor off and back on, and if you can see that red light, it's working. It's not triggering the camera because I've set it for night mode, so I'm hoping that's the reason it's not triggering. I'll just leave it another night and see what happens. But I need to use this camera for another camera trap for the jumping squirrels, so I'm running out of nights I can try this. I had the camera trap out for a second night and it's the next morning, so I'm going to check if anything was photographed. Let's see. It was triggered 28 times. There's nothing there. Nope, nothing.
Sadly, I didn't get the shot I was hoping for, but I've managed to photograph a reindeer several times in northern Sweden. It usually takes 1 or 2 weeks to get these photos, but I definitely want to do more camera trapping in 2022. Last year I camera trapped the squirrels, badgers, and even a pine marten. I really want to try camera trapping with foxes, and I think it'll be quite easy in London, so that is definitely something I want to do. The only thing I need to be worried about is someone nicking my camera in London. But I'm generally quite excited to take more photos, and maybe I'll even find some baby squirrels. The other night we had just finished our dinner and we got a notification that the Northern Lights were about to show. We ran into the dining room and looked outside, and we could see it quite clearly. There was a vertical beam of light. We immediately ran out and started to head towards the edge of the village, and it was just getting stronger and stronger. One thing we've discovered to be really useful is the time-lapse functionality on my phone. And this is really good for planning where to point the camera, because sometimes you can't see it that clearly with your eyes and you don't know where it's going to start. We continued walking outside of the village and it just started really kicking off. It was all around us, it was even above us, and it was just incredible. But it was -20 that evening, and I forgot to put on my outdoor trousers. I was just wearing jeans and my legs started to burn with the cold, and after about 45 minutes we just ran home, we had some glog and warmed up. Thank you so much for all the support this year, and thank you to my patrons. I am so grateful that this is my job and I'm able to share my stories photographing wildlife. In my next video, I'm going to do a Q&A about the house. So if you have any questions, drop them down below and I'll answer any questions. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in 2022.